Well, here we are, mock drafting again on the Dynasty channel. Your boy's going to grab the number, go 3 or 4 on this one. I'll drop the link in the live chat right now. Here is the link to the draft. Let me copy said link. Before we hit the intro, we'll just drop this bad boy, get you guys filed on in. Hit the link, join the mock draft. Once we get this bad boy full, we'll go ahead and discuss. We'll discuss some stuff before we get it full because it might take a little bit. We're midday. I don't know if we'll fill this thing up right away. What's up, Navage in the building? My boy grabbing the one spot. Appreciate you, my guy. Oh, he's jumping around. He's jumping all over the place. We're gonna talk about a couple ADPs. We'll look at the ADP board. I can actually pull that up right here. Whoa. Players. Let's pull up this player board here. And we'll discuss some of the ADPs that we see in front of our face. What's up, Space Ricky in the building? Hit that draft link, guys. Jump in. The Fantasy Football Show mock draft edition begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Dynasty Fantasy Football Show.
Yo. Welcome to the Dynasty Show. And we've got some people filing in. We got Sticks in the 2 spot. We got Navage in the 6. We've got Under, I don't know who that is, but we appreciate him nonetheless in the 4 spot. And Keel in the 12. Someone's jumping around. Somebody's jumping around in here. Okay, fill up. Links right here again. Jump in. Now, before we do that, we'll as we wait for it to fill, I'm going to pull this up like that. And we're just going to take a little gander, not to ruin my own draft by telling you who I think are values, but we'll see who jumps around on this. I think, it's Dynasty, so quarterbacks are going to hold a lot more value. So that's why you see Josh Allen coming in around 6 and Mahomes around 8. I do feel like those are a little high, even in a Dynasty, world. I don't know that we'll see that as often in the real world than we would right now in a mock draft. So hang tight on that data moving around. I think Bijan at 5, it seems like it could be about right. He could climb up. I think Lamb, Chase, and JJ feel about right. I think Chase could drop a little bit. I think Amon-Ra feels about right at 4-5, 4-5-6. I think Breece Hall could climb up from 7 to 4-5-6. I think McCaffrey could sit around 9, 10, 11, 12. That doesn't surprise me there. Garrett Wilson will be interesting in the offseason. A.J. Brown, I think, will fall from 11. I think that's too high in Dynasty. C.J. Stroud, that seems awfully high in Dynasty. Let's take a look at the settings for this draft. Why is he so high? Draft settings. I love them. Dynasty, PPR. I think that's just people, part of me wonders if people are using, if they're pulling this data and people are doing 2 QB data. That's kind of my guess. People are, maybe their super flex ADP's not updated and people are drafting super flex like in agreeing beforehand, like, hey, we're all drafting super flex in this, even though the rankings don't appear to be, that's my guess as to why some of these ADPs are off. Garrett Wilson, Stroud, because Stroud's not going 12 necessarily. Gibbs isn't going 13. He's going 4 to 7. So I don't know why Gibbs is so low. I don't know why Puka Nacua is so low. I don't know why. Those are the ones that stick out like a sore thumb. Those ones are pretty bad. We need one more to fill, and then we are a go. So file on in. Hit that thumb up button on your way in the door. Appreciate you all. You're watching the Dynasty channel here on youtube.com/Dynasty Fantasy Football. One more spot. Pretty good for a midday. People at work, people finishing up their workday, and we filled up a mock draft like that on the Dynasty channel. And how many people we got in here? We got 20 people in here, only 10 thumbs up. If you could make that number match at the very least and hit the thumb up button. All right, we're good. We're full. Start the draft. 30-second timer. Go. Sticks is on the clock with the 1.1. Sticks, appreciate you. Let's go ahead and expand this. Can I expand that up? I don't think I can even show. We'll do it like that. So Sticks took CeeDee Lamb at the 1.1. I'm on deck. JJ went with that pick, let's pull this up here. I'm gonna roll with I'll go Jamar on this one. I'll go Jamar Chase on this one. I've been going to our RB pretty hardcore from this like 3, 4, 5 once JJ and Lamb are gone, and I think I'll go Chase on this one and see what kind of running backs, what kind of wide receivers, what kind of quarterback can develop from this spot with a wide receiver, especially with all you sniping me left and right. All right, comments are here. Appreciate you all. B-Show, appreciate you being here. Get it, Smitty? Yep, we're doing it live. Thomas in the building. Yo, Smitty, wish I could mock listening from work. Attaboy. Appreciate you. If you're listening from and not watching, I'll try and be descriptive as I can. CeeDee Lamb, JJ, Jamar Chase went 1, 2, 3. I took Chase at 3. Bijan went 4. Hall went 5. Amon-Ra went 6. Puka Nacua went 7. Jahmyr Gibbs went 8. This is par for the course. This is great drafting. Good job, guys. Gibbs is a steal at 1.8. Not that anybody was out of place, though. It's kind of like that de facto value I always talk about. There's certain players that have a de facto amazing baked-in phenomenal value. Kyron and Gibbs at 1.8 and 1.9 back-to-back. Those are amazing values. Marvin Harrison Jr., love it at 1.10. Dirt drafting from the 11, and then Keel with the back-to-backs, 12 and 13. What's Keel going to do with his back-to-backs? Thank you. Matt Glore says, trade the 1.2 and probably a top 3 2025 first for the 1.1. I mean, in a 1 QB, it's a huge difference. Not saying Neighbors can't be, some say they like him better than Marvin Harrison. Malik Neighbors just went 1.12, by the way. And when you really look at the Dynasty startup value between Harrison Jr. and Malik, it's literally there's one player in between. I don't know. I think it's a lot to give up if it's probably a top 3 2025 first. That's a lot to give up. I'm assuming that's not even your pick. You just know that team's awful, that you have that pick. You've traded for that pick. That's my guess, Matt. I would say if it's tight end premium or something, then Bowers is really fantastic anyway. If something went crazy and you didn't get Marvin Harrison, but it's tight end premium, I would probably lean toward Marvin Harrison Jr. 2025 is nice. You don't know what that pick's going to be. I think you could live to regret it if, let's say you end up having a shot at the 1.1 and you're pissed off later, and Neighbors is just as good as Marvin Harrison Jr. and you're pissed off. I think it also depends on the construction of your team, Matt. If you can win with Marvin, then I'm not so worried about giving that pickup. If you're definitely needing a whole lot more than just Marvin, maybe that's the move to make. But I'm always one of those people that thinks, let's not. There you go, peanut butter jelly time. Appreciate you, Birdman in the building. I'm kind of one of, let's not wait until the future. Let's dominate the now in Dynasty. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what the future holds. So tough to say though. Chat, if the chat could vote on that one, would you rather have? If you could vote, please. Would you rather have Marvin Harrison Jr. or the 1.2? And then you get that 2025 potential. We won't call it probable because we don't know. A very decent shot. It's a top 3 pick. Would you rather have the decent shot at a top 3 2025 pick and the 1.2 or Marvin Harrison? Please vote in the chat for Matt. Peanut butter and jelly time. Appreciate you being here. Theo Darlin in the house. Look, we're gonna get that watch time up, right, Theo? Appreciate you doing it. We're literally like under 50 watch hours, 40 watch hours, and it hasn't registered probably everything from last night while I'm on the clock. So I've got Jamar Chase right here. Let's look at the RBs. JT's not bad. I don't love JT in Dynasty as my running back one, like in the first or anything, but at the tail end of the second round, I'm kind of okay with that. A Chase JT, construction, not bad in a Dynasty. I don't hate that. Would I've rather had Achane? Sure. Did Achane get sniped for me at 2.2? Yeah, absolutely did. Second option, says Terrell. Stroud way too high, says Doom. Matthew would rather have Marvin Harrison Jr. So Matthew would rather have Harrison. Terrell would rather have, I think Terrell's saying he'd rather have the combo. 1.2 in the first, it's assumed top 3, says Jaime. I'd rather have the 2 first rounders, says Peanut Butter and Jelly Time. Tough call, says Kenobi. Harrison, says Matt. I'm going to lean Harrison. Hoosier says, what up, y'all? Never done a Dynasty League, but pretty excited to get into and learn some things. Hey, Hoosiers, I promise you, this Dynasty channel is going to help your redraft. It's just going to give you a deeper, look at everything, and it's going to be very, very helpful. Let's go. I'll go Mahomes. So Jamar Chase, JT, Patty Mahomes. Very good trio, I think. That's from the number 3 slot. That's my team. From the 2 slot, we have JJ, Brandon Ayuk. That feels high to me. And Kenneth Walker. Okay. The 1 slot's got CeeDee Lamb. The second round pick was Adunze from the 2.12. The bookends were Lamb and Adunze and Brock Bowers. I like Brock Bowers. Okay, the 1.4 draft slot so far has Bijan. In the second round, they got A.J. Brown. In the third round, they got Jalen Hurts. I like it. Very good team. From the 1.5, Breece Hall, that owner selected Chris Olave in the second round, and then Lamar Jackson. So Lamar, Olave, Breece. The 1.6 drafter drafted Amon-Ra, then Stroud, then Devontae Smith. The 1.7 owner drafted Puka Nacua, Sam Laporta, then Joe Burrow. Interesting team. Jahmyr Gibbs to the 1.8 owner, and the 1.8 owner took in the second round ETN, then Drake London in round 3. The 1.9 owner is currently on the clock in the third round, but so far has Kyron and Tyreek. That's pretty solid. I don't mind the playing for the future, or playing for the future and playing for the now combo. And AR5, that's a fantastic stack there, Kyle. I like that. Look at him. Does that rock out? Look at that. That's good. Kyron, Tyreek, AR5. Okay, the 1.10. See you soon. Took Harrison, Garrett Wilson, Rashad White. The 11, Josh Allen, Achane McBride. I like that. The 12 pick overall is on the clock with the bookends here so far in the first and second round. They got Malik Neighbors and Christian McCaffrey doing a now and future combo. I like that. It's good. It's good value too. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to take CMC at that 12-13 turn. You just kind of have to, I think. Waddle, I don't know if I love Waddle, but he's certainly got upside. But God, he could be disappointing. He feels like T. Higgins to me. If you go T. Higgins, Waddle back to back, I don't know if I'm going to like it. Just letting you know right now. Seems pretty similar to redraft. It has its similarities, yeah, but especially with the changing of the guard, usually that doesn't feel that way. But it very much all the younger guys are taking over. You have CMC, you have Henry, you have Adams, Cooper Kupp, a couple old dogs, but there aren't a ton of them that make it confusing. Kamara, where you take Kamara, where do you even take Henry? It seems pretty similar. Yeah, longevity is a problem. People jump out of a draft left and right. You're on the clock. Thank you. Appreciate you reminding me. He's a top 8 under 25 wide receiver, says Jafar. Ayuk. Oh yeah, Ayuk. So you're saying Ayuk is not high there. He's a top 8 under 25 wide receiver. I don't know. In your opinion, maybe, but I don't know that I love. I don't know that I love Ayuk in the second round in the Dynasty. I think to be honest with you, I think it would be hard for me to draft him in round 3. And that's not to say that the world won't draft him in round 3. I'm not trying to argue, J4, where his ADP is. You're right. I think, he's going to go probably way before I take him. But I don't know. I don't think I could take him in round 3. Look at the round 3 players. I love AR5, Drake London, Devonta Smith. Those are players I'm probably taking before I take Brandon Ayuk. I like Brandon Ayuk, though. I do like him. I don't agree with second round value personally. Oh, that was your pick. That's why you're defending it. I got you. Dynasty stream during the day. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be doing it tonight, so I wanted to get it out of the way. And we'll be going live on the main channel here at 6 p.m. my time, 8 p.m. Eastern. So, Mark Andrews. Okay, so I'm getting close to being on the clock. My team so far is Jamar Chase from the 1.3. I took JT at the 2.10. And I took Mahomes at the 3.3. So I'm on deck here. And it's my turn. So Pacheco's there. That's fantastic. His dynasty value is kind of tough to make out, though, to be frank. And let's see here. Who's there at the... I'll probably still go with Pacheco. So JT... Pacheco at RB 1 and 2, Jamar Chase at wide receiver 1, Patty Mahomes at QB. Thomas wants to know if it's a super flex. If it was a super flex, you'd have the entire top 10 quarterbacks gone by pick 13. So definitely not a super flex. All right, let's drag this down one more. We're only going 5 rounds on this one. We don't mess around. We don't do this whole 18-round mock draft. It's a boring show. I'm going to attempt to hold my 1.3 and get 1.1 selling Tyreek and next year's first rounder. What do you think? I don't know, bro. I'd almost rather... I mean, chat, do you like the 1.3? Oh, I'm almost out of time here. Yeah, DK is tough to value here. I like DK a lot. He's still young. Not my favorite team, to be honest. I like it. Chase, DK, JT, Isaiah Pacheco, Mahomes. I don't know. I wouldn't even put that in an 8 out of 10 for me in terms of a dynasty draft. Granted, we're sniping each other. We're all drafting guys that we want. Achan's going at 2.2. Stroud's going at 2.7. I mean, there's a lot of reaching going on here. And that's going to naturally make you feel, I think, a little bit lesser with your team coming out. This is like training with your wife yelling at you and screaming in your ear while you're mock drafting. And then you go to the real draft and you don't even hear the noise and you just have a smooth, calm process. You're training in the worst conditions possible when you're drafting with us because we're all very like-minded. So you're getting sniped left and right. So that's the great part about mock drafting together is we're training in unbelievably bad conditions of Snipeville. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know. What does the chat think in a super flex? Would you rather have the 1.3 or Tyreek Hill in a super flex dynasty? I think that's what the Bolt needs to factor in. Because Tyreek Hill's got a lot of value still. I wonder in dynasty, do you like Tyreek Hill or do you like the 1.3? It's a very, very good question. Well, didn't get the notification. Make sure if you guys didn't get notified every time I go live. Every time I go live, I post in this free channel on Instagram. It's called like a free. It's like just a DM channel. It's a one-way conversation. Nobody can bog you down with DMs. It's basically just for me. You can emoji react to them. You can like heart emoji what I say on it, but it's a one-way conversation where I say I'm going live. And so if you guys are missing, and this goes for the main channel, the Rumble channel, anytime I go live on one of the 3 channels, I'm putting it in that DM feature right there, and it's free on Instagram. So I just dropped that link. Make sure you're subscribed. You'll never miss a live stream. These are good teams. These are good teams. My favorite team probably going to be, I'm looking them down. I really like Rock Out's team. Let's expand this a little bit. I really like Rock Out's team. I don't know that I love. Not that there were better players available, but just we all sniped each other, and it felt kind of dry at the end of the draft when we would have probably extended the feel of the draft a little bit, 4, 5, 6 picks if we weren't sniping each other left and right. But Rock Out, like, I think he would even have better options than Reed, you know. And I like Reed a lot. Reed and Collins, and I like Collins a lot, but Collins at 4.4 is tough because that's like a really good value, you know. But like, it still makes you wonder. Tank Dell, Collins, Dynasty, hard to know. Rasheed Rice, those are JSN. Those guys are all very close. Zay Flowers, those are all very close. I love Nico too. I love Zay Flowers. Those are all very close. I don't know who I would want. I think Nico's got a lot of upside. That's a good team. I don't know if that's my favorite, but it's a good one. I really like Luter's team from the 1.8. I'm not sure. I love the Hawkinson pick. I get it. He's, you know, still good. And the ACL, he'll bounce back. Laporta, Burrow, DJ Moore, Josh Jacobs. That 1.7 team's nice. The 1.6 team might be quietly. How did I not see Barkley available? What? Why is Barkley there at 5.6? I was looking down the running back list, and I didn't see Barkley at all available. What? Where was Barkley hiding on the ADP data? That makes that team. I mean, I'm not saying Barkley's the best thing in the world in Dynasty, but I mean we're talking about a 5.6 draft slot, and he probably has 2 good years left. That's probably my favorite team right there. Navage, St. Brown, Stroud, Devonta Smith, JSN, Barkley. 1.5's got Breece Hall, Olave, Lamar, Andrews, Debo. That's pretty solid too. Jeff from the 4, Bijan, AJ Brown, Hurts, Flowers, Kincaid. I like that. Jamar Chase, JT, Mahomes, Pacheco, DK. I still really like my team. When I'm breaking down all the teams, I like my team even more than I did just like solo looking at it and analyzing it and walking away going, I like it, but it's not my favorite that I've drafted. But like looking at how much we've sniped each other and how even Steven these teams are, this is a pretty good squad that I feel like I have here. I would have taken Barkley probably over Pacheco though, had I known Barkley was there. The ADP feels a little jacked up. Why is Barkley so low? Team number 2, JJ, Ayuk, Walker, Michael Pittman, Fields, all pretty good values. Minus the Ayuk thing, the debate we had there, which is totally debatable. I like all the picks there. CeeDee Lamb, Dunze. Dunze's a little early. Brock Bowers, I like it. Tajay Spears, Jaden Daniels. You're definitely living and dying by the draft class. But hey, it's fun. It's a fun way to do it. It's a good squad. I don't know that we're going to do another mock draft. I came in here. I wanted to make sure we got a Dynasty show together. The phone lines are open briefly if anybody would like to dial in real quickly. And then I got to go grab a pizza pie from Lou Malnati's that I ordered. I'm going to get some internal work done here on the channel, back-end work on the fantasyfootballshow.com. And if anybody doesn't have a year-round membership to thefantasyfootballshow.com, make sure you get on over there and purchase that bad boy. I'll be eating. I'll be, adjusting some things, getting ready for the 8 p.m. show Eastern, because we're live Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday on this main channel, youtube.com/thefantasyfootballshow. You're currently watching youtube.com/dynastyfantasyfootball. So I'll be back here, eat my pizza pie, watching a little, I don't know, we'll Netflix something. And maybe we'll cook up another Dynasty channel show later today or tomorrow for sure. We're trying to go live on the Dynasty channel every single day. And so I decided to do this one a little early, just to buy myself a little time for the Rumble channel. We're on Rumble. We're on Rumble here now, rumble.com/thefantasyfootballshow. All those links are in the description of the video, so make sure you subscribe to Rumble. But I'll be doing a Rumble show tonight. I think getting the Dynasty show out of the way today helps for me make sure I'm going to get the Rumble and the main show done. And we might come back on the main channel and do and do some mock draft or some underdog drafting. In Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty, they'll double your first deposit up to $100. Get on over to Underdog Fantasy. Real quickly before we go, Theo's on the phone. Theo, you're live. What can I do for you?
Yeah, would you rather have St. Brown or Marvin Harrison?
St. Brown or Marvin Harrison? That's a tough one, bro. I mean, I guess the way I would look at that is St. Brown's safer. St. Brown's already a top 4 to 5 wide receiver in Dynasty and redraft. So you got to ask yourself, is there a chance in hell that Marvin Harrison is not a top 4 wide receiver? Is there a chance that he could take a year or a year and a half to climb to a top 4 wide receiver? So there's definitely, some pros and cons. I don't think it's a clear-cut situation. You look at the mock draft, that we just did here, that mock draft suggests that Marvin Harrison Jr. is a, two full, spots in our community, and we love Harrison and St. Brown, so it's hard to know what the real value is. I think Harrison probably goes around 7, 8, 9. I think St. Brown probably goes around 5, 6, 7. I think those are accurate. So according to our community, St. Brown's the easier, smarter, safer pick. But you're not crazy. You're not crazy whatsoever to like Harrison over him. You're not crazy to literally say I want Harrison as my number 1 wide receiver, but I won't draft him number 1, Smitty. I'm taking JJ. I'm taking Lamb. I'm maybe taking St. Brown, and that's debatable. But I want him as my number 1. You're not crazy to feel that way. There's really no answer here. I guess my answer, I'd say give me the safe. You know what? I don't know. I'm bouncing back and forth myself. I think Harrison's going to be so good, bro. I think he's going to be so good. But St. Brown's right there already. It's just, St. Brown's probably not going to be number 1. St. Brown's probably not going to be wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
Harrison could be. Harrison could be as good as JJ. But I think the reason I'm going to lean Harrison here, if I'm in a draft, as you just saw, going St. Brown is probably smarter, and it maybe when you're on the clock you feel like, okay, I'm going to go St. Brown, because it just feels smarter. But like if you're in a trade's a little different, which isn't right. It's kind of backwards that way. Like kind of like I always say, you draft a quarterback late, or because people force you to, but when the whistle blows and it's time for football, it's week 1. You're approaching week 1, and you try and trade for Josh Allen or Mahomes. The guy that drafted Mahomes or Josh Allen is not trading that quarterback for anything remotely close to the value they paid on draft day. Meaning that the depreciation there is none. Like you buy certain vehicles, you drive them off the lot, and they drop in value like $2 to $3 grand when you drive a vehicle off the lot after you purchase a brand new vehicle in today's world, right? Some vehicles aren't necessarily like that, very rare. Quarterbacks are like those rare vehicles. You take them off the lot, they go up in value. Marvin Harrison Jr. feels the same way. Push comes to shove, a lot of people might draft St. Brown, but when you own Harrison Jr., when you own Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think you're taking Marvin Harrison Jr. You're taking the gamble.
All
right, bro. Appreciate you. Call back on the main channel later.
All right, cool.
All right, I'll see you all later. Appreciate you. Please subscribe if you're new. Also, guys, please get on over to this channel you're watching right now, which is the Dynasty Fantasy Football Show. Watch a video or two. We're literally we're scratching at the surface of getting monetized today or tomorrow, or it might take a day or two to approve, but we're there. We just need a few videos to be watched. And the watch time is like literally, we're talking like a couple hours away for everybody in here. If everybody watched 1 or 2 hours, I think we'd hit it. Appreciate you all. See you on the main channel later. See you on the Rumble channel later. 8 p.m. show. I'm live Monday through Friday on the 8 p.m. show. So see you at 8 p.m.